Welcome back to my channel, AshleyRN Takeover. Today we're going to be talking about how to pass your NCLEX on your first time, 75 questions like I did, okay? Thanks for the love so far, for all of you guys who have commented, liked, and subscribed on my last videos. I appreciate you. You're the real MVP. But let's get right to it because your girl got some sleep to do, hence no makeup. Okay, so yeah, this video was really highly requested. Basically, I had a lot of people on my IG when I put up the poll state that they wanted to hear about how I passed my NCLEX, and they want to know the tips and tricks and the dirty deets on how to do the same. You know, it's graduation season. We have 1 month till graduation, and then people are going to start scheduling their tests and everything like that, and I want to make sure people are well informed and prepared. Preparation is key. So, without further ado, we're going to get right to it, okay? I passed my NCLEX. I'm going to tell you what I did. Long story short, I was prepared. I paid attention in nursing school. I kept a little notepad that looked like this, and I wrote my chapter summaries on them on the front and the back, and that's it. If it exceeded 1 page, I threw it out and I started over because I didn't need to rewrite the textbook. You just need to write what you don't know, so that, or really, really key important facts, so that when you're going back and you're studying, you can just glance at it and you don't have to feel like you're reading the textbook all over again. I do not recommend that you read the textbook when you're studying for your NCLEX. I don't recommend that you reread it unless you truly, truly, truly don't grasp the concept. And even in that case, I don't recommend that you read the textbook on your own. I feel like you should go talk to one of your professors so that they can do like a quick content review session with you, okay? I utilized UWorld. Disclaimer, I'm not affiliated with them, I'm not a sponsor or anything like that, but I did prefer UWorld more than I preferred any of the other like test banks or test review, whatever, things like that. I liked it because at the end of every question, whether you were in test mode, no, when you're in study mode, it gives you the rationales, and at the end of test mode, you can go back to the question and still look at the rationales, whether you got it right or wrong. And I think that's very important. Big thing, when you're doing your questions, you should know already that questions are going to save your life. Doing questions, practicing questions, that's what it is. The NCLEX is not measuring or testing at this point your content review. Content review is just to help you so that you can put your 2 and 2 together and you can be logic, you can have common sense, and you can apply application to real life issues and problems and things like that. Because at the end of the day, when you go out into the real world, you're dealing with the real patients, with the real problems, real issues, real diseases, real life and death situations, and you need to know how to really handle that. You know, that's it. And that's what the NCLEX is testing. They want to make sure that you're a good enough nurse, that you won't be putting your patients' lives in danger. And to do that, you need to know how to answer some questions, and you need to know how to apply and critically think. And that's what they're testing. So their logic is, if you do it on this paper, chances are in real life you'll know how to respond to those certain critical situations. Some key things that you need to know that you can't get around. For starters, you need to know your nursing process. If you don't know what that is, click out of this, do yourself a favor, go look that up, Google it, study it, then come back and watch the rest of this video, okay? Know your nursing process. Don't tell me you graduated nursing school and you don't know what your nursing process is, okay? That's it. Add pie. Get it together. Come on, sis. Come on, bro. All right? Once you got that down, you're like 1 step closer. You're 1 step closer to making it out, okay? Please do me a favor. Please do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Know what kind of test taker you are. Know what kind of studier you are. Know how you learn. these are things that you should have done. Like, you know, at the start of nursing school, you really should have figured out how you learn, how you study. Are you not like visual learner? Are you an auditory learner? You know, are you more hands-on? You need to know these things so that you could have been utilizing these, like utilizing that knowledge and using it as an asset so that you can now apply it to your studies. And your studies doesn't end when you graduate school. Your studies doesn't end when you become a nurse and when you're on the floor. It keeps going. Every day you learn something new, every day. But right now, I want you to focus on the NCLEX. So I'm not gonna lecture you. I told myself I wouldn't lecture you. But I am gonna tell you the truth. And the truth is, you should be doing approximately 200 questions a day. I did 200 questions a day. Did I start at 200? No, I started probably like maybe 75 to 100 a day, and then like 75 to 100 at night, and then like I worked my way up. But I simulated a test-taking environment. I sat down, no noise, no headphones, no babies crying. I know people have other responsibilities and stuff like that, but you need to simulate a test-taking environment so that when you're taking your test, your official test, it's like, oh, I'm used to this. I can do this. I can sit down with dead silence and do 200 questions and not be overwhelmed, burnt out, or exhausted. Okay? So, yeah, do yourself a favor. You know, simulate a test-taking environment. Do approximately 200 questions a day. If you can't hit 200, work your way up, because you need to be prepared just in case you have to do 265 questions. So doing 200 shouldn't be a problem for you. I did that. I never went in saying, oh, I'm going to sit there and do 265 questions. I went in saying I'm doing 75 questions and I'm banging out. But I needed to prepare just in case that didn't work out for me, okay? And you need to be prepared. That's the number one thing that's going to get you through nursing school and get you past your NCLEX and make you and turn you into a prudent nurse, is being prepared. Preparation is key. So with that being said, be prepared, simulate a test-taking environment, do your 200 questions, make sure you read every single rationale. I cannot stress this enough. Read every single rationale, whether you got the question right, whether you got the question wrong. Make sure you go back and you read every single rationale, because all you're going to be doing at that point is reinforcing knowledge that you already know maybe, or you'll be learning something new. That's it. It cannot hurt. So do it. I made sure when I got my ATT, when I got my approval to test, that I didn't schedule a vacation prior to my NCLEX. I know graduating is such a big thing and it's such a big journey, but it doesn't end there, and you need to acknowledge and realize that it doesn't end there. Once you graduate nursing school, sorry, after all that work, you're not a nurse. That's it. That's the truth. You're not a nurse. You have to pass the NCLEX before you're a nurse. That's the test that says, hey, I am a licensed registered nurse able to practice in the state of New York, which I am, or the state of Minnesota, Wyoming, Utah, California, New Jersey, wherever you are, you need to take that test. And I can't, again, this is only for RNs. I don't know how the NCLEX PN test, like I don't really know too much about that, so I'm not going to speak on that. I'm not going to comment on it. But yeah. Do you stay true to you? You know, like, know how you study, know what works for you. Don't go on YouTube and start trying things that you've never tried before. Like, when I say that, I mean, like, okay, if you know that you've only read textbooks and done done questions up until this point, don't just say, okay, I'm gonna go work in a pharmacy so that I could learn medications. Like, no. Yes, I worked in a pharmacy, and yes, I think that it probably helped reinforce some medications and some side effects and things like that, but not enough that you need to go out and get a whole job for it. It's not worth it, and it didn't help me that much. Like, if I could do it all over again, I probably wouldn't even make that career as a pharmacy technician. But it was good money, and at the time, you know, it was good money, but it wasn't my career. It was my career path. It wasn't for me specifically. It did not fulfill the needs that I had long term. Oh, so yeah, I think that you need to just reevaluate what's gonna work for you. UWorld definitely helped me. It was affordable. I only did it for 30 days. I set a date and I made sure to stick to that date. I didn't change my date around. I know people who changed their date around because they were anxious or they just felt like they're not ready. But my logic is, if I spent X amount of years in nursing school and I spent X amount of days studying for the NCLEX and I'm still not ready, then I need to reevaluate myself. Like, come on, bro. Like, I needed to reevaluate myself. So, I mean, when my friends told me that they did that, cool for them. I know some people rescheduled their nursing, their NCLEX back and forth, and they kept switching days and stuff like that. To me, that just would make me more anxious and give me anxiety. For them, some of them bailed. I don't know if that's the cause, but some of them passed. But again, you just want to minimize any amount of stress in your life at that time. That's why I said, like, me, I didn't travel because I know, like, me traveling, I'll be thinking about the NCLEX that whole time. And if I'm not thinking about the NCLEX that whole time, it's just like, if I'm on vacation, am I really going to be doing 200 questions on UWorld a day and studying content in the morning? No. Chances are you're not either. So just prioritize and realize what's important to you. And I just felt like sacrificing for that month that I was preparing was so much worth it, because as soon as I passed, 2 days after when I found out that I passed, it was like turn up season. It was over and I was so ecstatic, and I feel like you will be so ecstatic too, just knowing that you put in the work and now you're reaping the benefits and you're reaping the reward. So yeah, another thing, I should have led with this, but seriously guys, let me come a little closer. This helped me, and this helped me so much. When you plan, when you schedule your NCLEX, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody your D. If you schedule your NCLEX for Monday, don't say, hey, yeah guys, I scheduled my NCLEX, it's on Monday, wish me luck. No, don't do that. It's gonna drive you insane, and it's gonna cause unnecessary anxiety and stress. You don't believe me now, but trust me, it will. Someone's gonna call you the day before, like, hey, good luck on your test, don't stress. You got this, girl. You could do it. Bro, don't even worry about it. You were born a nurse. Like, this is in you. Like, it's in the family. Don't do it. Because all of that good wishes and positivity, yeah, it's good. But for me, it would cause too much extra anxiety for me. People call me the day before or like a couple of days before. So I just said, hey, I scheduled my test. It's sometime next month. That's it. That's all you get. When I pass, I'll let you know. Boom. And when I passed, I let them know. You could do it if you want, but trust me, I feel like you shouldn't. And that's that. Also, this goes without saying. This really goes without saying, but I feel the need to still say it. Don't drink before the NCLEX. Don't drink before any test. Don't do any type of anything that you shouldn't be doing. It's not going to help you. It's not. It will not help you. Okay? Cool. Now that that's out of the way, that was my little... Because I know people, and I'm talking from experience, guys. Like, like I said, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for you. I'm not going to, like, BS you. Like, seriously, like, this is real life. Like, people do desperate things, and people do things that they shouldn't do, and people sometimes lack common sense and logic. And if you lack common sense and logic, I can't help you, because I'm a logical person, and I utilize common sense on a daily basis. So again, just know your lab values, know your nursing process, do your 200 questions a day. Make sure you read every rationale. Make sure you do a little bit of content review prior to doing questions. Like, let's say, like, when you split up your day, like, if you're gonna study, I didn't study every day. I studied maybe 6 days a week up into the NCLEX. Like, let's say it's Sundays. Like, Sundays I didn't study, but I studied on Sundays. But, like, I had a designated day where I didn't study. I think it was like Tuesdays I didn't study at all. Like, that was just my rest day. That was my me day. That was my spa day. That was my self-care day, you know. Do it like that. Like, you know, study your 6 days out of the week. In the morning, plan a study schedule, you know. Like, you want a little bit of structure to your life, because you don't want to, kind of like with the gym, like when you're going to the gym, you go in with a plan. You go in and say, okay, I'm going to do legs, I'm going to do arms, whatever. Do the same thing. Okay, today I'm going to focus on, like, you know, maternity, or today I'm going to focus on geriatric, or today I'm going to focus on like food and electrolytes, whatever topic. Like, you know, go in saying that you're going to focus on something, and then do it. And then when you do it, execute it, and make sure you finish it. Like, don't go in and like half-ass it. Don't be a half-ass studier, because when you're a half-ass studier, you're gonna be a half-ass test taker. When you're a half-ass test taker, you'll be lucky if you pass half the test. That's just how it goes, you know. So go in saying that, okay, I'm gonna study this, and when I study this, I'm going to do X amount of questions. I'm going to finish X amount of questions. When I finish those questions, I'm going to take a break. When I'm done taking my break, I'm going to come back and I'm going to read every rationale. And then I'm going to go to sleep, and then I'm going to wake up and I'm going to repeat that cycle up into the day. I didn't study the day before my NCLEX. Some people do. Some people say, oh, you know, get that last bit of studying in, or whatever the case is. Me, I just figured if I didn't know it then, like if I spent X amount of years in school and I did the studying and all that, I'm not gonna like read a book or do a couple questions and automatically just like know it. Like, it's just not gonna work like that. But I feel like I would have known enough up until that point that I could do like a little process of elimination and, you know, get through it, which I did. Also, with your SATA questions, for those of you who don't know, are your select all that applies. It's an acronym, SATA, SATA, or SATA, however you want to pronounce it. But your SATA questions, make sure you're doing a lot of SATA questions, because the NCLEX has a lot of those, you know, especially if you are doing well on the NCLEX. Like, you will see that you start getting like back to back SATA questions. For me, I want to say like a good, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna hold you, I can't tell you what questions I had, obviously, but I had maybe, of my 75 questions, I want to say a good 62 were SATA questions, which were select all that applies. And I was getting nervous because I'm like, crap, ooh, it's like, you know, you get a little anxious, but you should know like you're doing well. You know, like there's like little tricks and tips that, like, okay, if you're getting your SATA questions right and maybe you got the last SATA question wrong, you'll go back to like a regular basic multiple choice question like 104. But it doesn't always mean that. It doesn't always work like that. You know, the NCLEX, it has this little furrows and wins and stuff like that. Oh, also very important, it's like about 15 norming questions on the NCLEX. When I did it, I had the norming questions at the end. I had people who like took the NCLEX years before me who told me the norming questions were at the beginning, who told me like the first 15 questions don't count. Don't believe that. You know, the norming questions could be at the beginning, it could be at the end, who knows. Just make sure that you're taking the time to do everything the right way. Like, don't say, okay, I think these are norming questions, so I'm not going to take them serious and I'm not going to put my all in it, I'm not going to get them right. Like, no, take it how you're supposed to take it. Like, do it the way, like, do it full out or don't do it at all. Like, if you want this, like, you got to do it, and that's that. My norming questions are at the end, but I still took them seriously, you know. What else can I tell you? Make sure you eat a good breakfast the day of. Make sure you go to your testing center a couple of days before, so you know how to get there, you know where to go. It's not always going to be at your school or at the same location. Like, when you pick your tests, it's at different places and stuff like that. I know my place, like, I live in Long Island, and my place was like in Queens, so I had to go, and I was like, the ticket the day I took the NCLEX, like, bro, what? I got out of the NCLEX, so I was like, what's that, an orange little, what? I got a ticket. The shit was like a lot.